This deployment for me has been a roller coaster of emotions.
When you're stuck here, you don't want to be here. But when you're leaving, it's like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get back, so maybe I should stay here.
The soldiers of 1st Battalion, 87th Infantry, have spent a year in northern Afghanistan.
I hear a lot of guys talking. A lot of guys are like, well, you know, we really haven't accomplished a lot of shit. We haven't done nothing. Yes, you have, man. I mean, you have accomplished a lot. You will be in history books for the things that you have done here today. First Lieutenant Andrew L. McCarthy.
During their deployment, they worked with Afghan police to push back the Taliban. Most feel proud of what they accomplished, but some worry about whether their successes will stick.
We took the initiative away from the enemy, and we possibly set the government of Afghanistan up for success. I'm confident that at least some of what we did will hold.
Now, a new unit will replace them. Over the year, some soldiers went on missions almost every day. Others who cook or repair equipment barely left the main base.
Some days I felt as if I didn't know what I was doing here and what the point was, and then some days I felt like I actually did something that was useful.
Firing my weapon was not anything like I thought it would be. I thought it would be more of, yeah, we get them back for what they do to us, but it was more of, why do they do it? You know, why do they want us dead so bad? I wish I could just ask them.
I was worried that this was going to be a hard deployment going into it, and it turned out to be a very hard deployment. I saw my soldiers get hurt. I saw my partners die. It was miserable. I didn't sleep a lot.
Over more than a month, the soldiers left Afghanistan in waves.
A lot of people were excited about coming home. Me, I just sat there and I wondered, you know, what am I coming back to?
I was just thinking, like, man, we're going back and I'm going to be able to send text messages from New York to Texas and watch TV and dress in my own clothes.
What concerns me about reintegrating is being able to adjust to not being in constant danger.
It's hard to let go of a place that you've invested so much time in. There's a certain amount of trepidation in going back to a place that I know is going to be different in ways I can't even tell now.
Nope, not anymore. Daddy's coming home. Daddy's not far away at work anymore.
It's been a hard year for Christina Neruski. She worried about her husband constantly, and her 3 children missed their dad.
For so long, it seems like such a far away thing. Sometimes you wonder, you know, am I ever gonna go home? When you're on the plane and you have some time to reflect, it just seems unreal.
Sergeant, welcome home. Thanks, sir. Welcome home.
You know you're going home and you know your family's waiting for you.
We had our own little plan laid out. You know, I told him I'm gonna be in the same spot I was last time. Those last minutes, those last seconds is just like worse than waiting that whole year. I was just trying to breathe at that point.
Walking into McGrath Gym is one of those moments in your life, right up there with the birth of your child and getting married.
I don't even think I waited for them to finish saying, your soldier's released or you guys are released before I took off. I think I was the first one to just go. I think it was.
Hi, baby. I missed you. What I was thinking was just, wow, I made it. You know, I'm here for my family again. Come here. Come here, you. I got you. I missed you.
Just to have him hold you and be in his arms again, it's just greatest. Because, you know, you think about that not happening.
not all soldiers get such a warm homecoming.
It was kind of disappointing knowing that my family wasn't going to be there or anything.
A year ago, Kyle Schultz was a young private going to war for the first time.
Getting back to my room, it was very relieving, but all at the same time, it's like, man, I'm back here for another year. It's going to be so boring. All I'm going to do is sit in my room and just look at the walls. You just spent a year with 15 other guys, and you know, as much as you want to get away from them and everything, when you come back, it's like, man, I have nobody to talk to or anybody to hang out with. When I actually had that first beer coming back, it almost tasted bland and didn't taste like what I had remembered it. It tasted a lot better as I got through the night.
Soldiers aren't allowed to drink on deployment, and they look forward to celebrating when they get home. But sometimes it gets dangerous, leading to drunk driving and bar fights.
When I got back from the last deployment, the thing that I tried to do to fix myself was to just literally, drink everything in sight and do what I wanted in the moment, act impulsively. And I felt entitled to do so because of my experience. And everyone around me felt entitled to do so because of their experiences too.
During this deployment, Captain Bonenberger was made commander of a company of 120 men. After leading them in combat, he now worries about how they'll adjust to life at home. Problems like post-traumatic stress disorder often emerge months after they return. Since coming back, one soldier who was getting out of the Army shot a man outside a bar and was killed by police.
Some people are making it and some people aren't. Some people are making the bad choices and it, tears my heart out. And other people are doing the right thing and steering clear of trouble, and I've got my fingers crossed that they can continue to steer clear of trouble.
For some soldiers, returning to New York is just a step on the way home. Tamara Sullivan's husband and children are living in North Carolina, so she has to wait until her month-long leave to see them.
I know when I get back home, the roles in the household, will be set. He's primarily been there for the whole year, so I'll probably be, stepping on his feet a little bit. I'm ready to come home and, jump back in, where I left it and just, do my mommy roles and just kind of shoo him out the way.
One of the hardest adjustments is when soldiers come home to broken relationships. That's what happened to Sergeant Brian Keith.
Things have changed dramatically. Went from being married, having a son, to coming back to literally nothing. Wife wants a divorce, which, if she wants a divorce, we'll get a divorce. But I fought and fought and fought, but some people just change, I guess. Seeing my son it was great. At the same time, it was kind of horrifying. He really didn't know who I was. My wife went to hand him to me, and he just started to scream, panic. So I got to work my way back into his life again.
Back at home, these soldiers now face an uncertain future. Some hope to deploy again. Others will leave the Army and look for a new career. Slowly, over time, they'll begin to see who they've become after their year at war.
I changed a lot during this year. Before I deployed, I wasn't such great of a soldier. I'll admit that. I've grown up.
My biggest goal right now is to be in my son's life. Let him know, hey, I'm going to be the one that's going to show you how to be a man.
I think it's more stressful being here than over there.
Once you feel that rush of combat, nothing can ever be the same. I think I'll miss it forever.
As long as my children are happy, as long as I know that their education is set for, then I'm good. I'll just keep doing this as long as I have to.
Whatever chapter has been written is now finished, and the book is lying on the table, and that's it. What's done is done.